Hi, I'm Jerry Parenti, and this is the Fitness Rope. Hi, welcome to this video. What I'd like to show you today is a series of stretches you can do using this rope. Now this rope is very simple. What I've done, I've taken 5 ropes and I've braided them together. Simple. Anyone can do it. Most people will have rope in their garage. Just take your old rope and braid it together and you'll have one of these ropes for stretching. The first stretch I want to show you today is great for the upper body, specifically the chest, shoulders, and even down into the arm. What I'd like you to do is start with your feet together and your knees bent. The knees bent will protect your lower back because it's very easy to get an arch in the lower back. So bend your knees and you'll flatten your back. Okay? Now, I know this rope is the perfect length for me. For you, you're going to have to experiment a little bit. Okay, so during the experimental phase, just play with the different lengths of the rope. What you need to be able to do is you need to be able to lower the rope behind your head without friction. So you see I'm moving very easily. So if you're too close, you're going to have to do something like this, which could potentially injure you. And if it's too wide, you're just not going to feel the stretch. So experiment with the length that you need. Once you find it, we can start the stretch. Okay, so as I said, legs together, knees bent. It's also important to keep your elbows slightly bent so you don't damage the inside of your elbow. So starting here, nice and relaxed, keep your breath calm, and you're going to lower the rope behind your back until your arms are parallel to the ground. Okay, so here is the final position. Please don't go any lower. It'll move your shoulders in an improper position. Stay right here and you can hold it for upwards of 30 seconds or longer if this feels comfortable. My elbows are bent, my knees are bent. When you're done, bring the rope back up and relax. Okay, now I want to show you with a student. This is Livana. Please come here, Livana. She's 23 years old. She's a law student at this university and she's from Nending. She's never done this before, but she has done exercise. So I want to show you how she can do it. And she listened to my instruction, but I'll go through it again. So legs are together. Good, knees are slightly bent. And just put your arms up and just experiment with the length. Elbows are slightly bent. Come on down. Stopping right there. Is that comfortable?
Yes.
Okay, so come on back up. So fortunately, the length of the rope is perfect for her as well. Okay, so let's start again. Nice and relaxed. Shoulders are down. Knees are bent.
I got it.
Yep, bring the arms up. And then gently, slowly lower the rope behind your back, stopping right about there because her arms are now parallel to the ground. Even maybe a centimeter lower. And so here's the main area of stretching. And you can always almost feel the stretch all the way to here. So she's going to hold it for about 30 seconds. Nice, regular breathing. Good. And then come on up slowly. And lower your arms. Quick question, how does it feel? Did you feel a stretch right in this area?
Yes.
You feel a little bit taller, shoulders are back.
Yes.
Okay, and that's the goal, because our society, thank you, Livana. I'll come and get you again when we go on to the other stretches. Our society, we spend so much time here, whether we're watching TV, whether we're driving, whether we're sitting on a bus, reading, playing video games, we are so often right here. So this stretch is trying to counteract our normal everyday lifestyle, and hopefully after doing these stretches your awareness will improve and you'll remind yourself to bring your shoulders back. That's the first stretch. The second stretch, what you need to do, you need to bring your hands closer. Now with this rope, I loop twice around one hand, once around the other hand, and I have my thumbs locking the rope in place. And I prefer to do this with my palms facing each other. Okay, so the position is, legs are together again, knees are slightly bent, arms are straight up above the head. I also like to point my fingers straight up to the ceiling because it helps to remind me to keep my arms pointing straight up. So knees are bent, I'm going to go to one side, bringing my left hip outwards a little bit, and my arms are both going to the right. And I'm still pointing straight up because there's an easy tendency to collapse on this side. With the arm pointing up, you minimize that compression. So, again, going down, nice regular breathing, holding this position, and feeling a really good stretch on this side here, the ribs, my hips, and also my spine is getting a nice stretch moving laterally. Now you want to make sure that your shoulders are even. Don't have one shoulder forwards or the other shoulder backwards. You can imagine you have a brick wall right here and right behind you, so there's no way to move forwards or backwards. Okay, so I'll hold this for about 30 seconds, always pointing my arms straight up. Then you want to come back up, and then you obviously want to balance on the other side. Same thing, arms pointing straight up. For the purpose of this video, I don't need to hold both sides with equal time. Okay. Now that's the second stretch. I've developed a variation on this stretch. So I'm going to put my right leg behind my left leg. Both knees are pointing forward, just a very slight bend in the knees. Arms are up. Now whatever leg is behind, I'm going to bend to the opposite side. So my right leg is behind, and so I'm going to stretch to the left side. Okay, with my leg behind the other leg, I get a different kind of stretch in this part of the leg. Holding this position for about 30 seconds, still pointing the arms straight up, and then I'll come back up. And in a normal stretch session, I will balance on the other side. Okay? So that's the second stretch with that slight variation. Now the third stretch is to stretch this area right between the shoulder blades. Starting again with the same hand position. I like 2 loops on one hand, 1 loop on the other. Again with my thumbs holding the knots so that the rope stays firm. You want to use your arm as one unit. Okay, so I'm not bending the wrist, I'm not bending the elbow. What I'm doing is lowering my shoulder, pushing outside with the back of my hands on the rope, and I'm getting a really nice separation between my shoulder blades. Now this specific stretch is very hard to teach, so what I'm going to ask the cameraman to zoom in on my back, and I'll show you, just by taking my shirt off, I'll show you the muscles that are being stretched. So in the same position, here's my starting, my shoulders are coming down, and you'll notice when I push out on my hands, the shoulder blades flare out, and you see tightening of the muscles between the shoulder blades. Okay, so I'm going to hold this for about 15 to 30 seconds, and then I'm going to release, making sure that my shoulders are always down and relaxed. Okay? So that was the third stretch. Now there's one more stretch I want to show you for the upper body, and the rope may or may not be necessary. It depends on your specific level of flexibility with your shoulders. Now, put the rope like this around your shoulder, and one arm has to come up as high as it can, and the other arm. Keeping the thumb pointing straight up, you're going to raise the arm. When it gets to its highest point, bend the elbow, put the hand behind the head, and I have the flexibility that my hands can reach. Okay, but if you don't, if your other hand is down here, grab the rope and then grab the rope with the other hand. So your hands are connected by way of the rope. Okay, now with this stretch, what you want to do, with this elbow on top, I'm going to push it upwards. With this elbow on the bottom, I'm going to push it down. Okay, so I'm pushing, actively stretching. Top elbow points up, bottom elbow points down. I'm going to hold this for about 15 to 20 seconds. And then I'm going to slowly release. Make sure when you release, especially this back arm, that you let it come down nice and slow. Okay, and the same way as you brought that arm up, bring it down. And I like to stay here for a few seconds just to let my shoulders relax. Okay, and then I'll go on to the other side. Same thing as before. Bringing that back hand all the way up as high as it can go. And then this other arm, thumb points straight up. Fingers will point to the ceiling. Then I bend the elbow and I grab my hand. Okay, if you can't reach it, use the rope to be your connection. Now, when doing this stretch, you might find a difference in flexibility between both shoulders. That's normal because of, well, if it hasn't been a traumatic event or an accident, many times lifestyle patterns will cause this imbalance. For example, one of my students, one shoulder was much more flexible than the other one, and he eventually discovered it was because when he was in the shower washing his back, he would always wash his back with the same arm. Okay? So obviously over a lifetime of doing that, one shoulder would have developed more flexibility than the other one. Now, my suggestion would be, if you have this imbalance, spend more time in the stretch on the shoulder that's less flexible. Eventually, the balance should become equal, or at least it should become closer to equal. Okay. So those are the 4 stretches I wanted to show you with this rope for the upper body. Now, I find myself many times in a room that doesn't have a ceiling high enough for me to be able to do this standing. In which case, I'll do it kneeling. Okay? So then what I do is same basic stretches, exact same, except now I'm kneeling. Now, many people have difficulties in this position because their knees are sore. What you can do, you can grab a simple pillow, put it between your legs, and the stress is released from the knees. And you do the exact same thing. I'll go through it real quick. Here's the first one. And the second one. Okay, both sides. You can't do the alteration with my leg behind the other leg. The third one right here. And then the fourth one, using the rope if you need to, or not using it if you have flexibility. Now, for those who have a serious problem with this position, it's also possible to do this while sitting, the exact same 4 stretches. Here's the first one. Okay. Here's the second one. Side to side. Here's the third one. And here's the fourth one. Okay. So that's the 4 stretches. When I do these stretches, I usually go through that cycle twice, holding each stretch for about 30 seconds. Alright, welcome back to the fitness rope, and this rope is great for so many reasons, and I sincerely believe if you do these stretches at least once a week, it will improve your life. This rope I've had for about 10 years and it looks still almost brand new. I travel with it wherever I go, very lightweight and very easy to bring with you to the gym, even to the beach or to the park. And the cost is about $10. So for $10, you can have this tool in your gym bag, in your suitcase, wherever you go, and you can do these stretches wherever you are.